My entitled sister stole my cat. This is a cross post. This story is about an ES, not about parents. I hope this is allowed here. This happened years ago. My younger sister and I have always been pretty close despite the fact she is entitled and spoiled rotten. Growing up, she was always treated better than me and basically got anything she wanted. Nobody in my family really ever said no to her. If she doesn't get her way, she will pout, sulk, cry or whine until whoever caves. My ES came over to visit me 1 or 2 times a week. We made lunch together and chatted about our life. I gave her a house key for emergencies. This will be relevant later. Besides my ES coming over to visit, I didn't have much of a social life. So one month I decided that I would like a companion to keep me company during the day. I decided I really wanted a cat. I spent a few days researching the proper way to care for a cat: vet care, the best food, grooming, dealing with different temperaments, etc. I also bought everything I needed to care for this cat. Food, automatic water bowl, a bunch of toys, catnip, cat bed, cat tree and a few other things. Once I was ready, I started looking for cats to adopt. I decided I wanted a cat, not a kitten. It was at the second shelter I went to that I found Freya. I saw this pure white kitty from a distance. When I went over to her enclosure, she immediately started rubbing on the glass and softly meowing. A staff member opened her enclosure so I could pet her. She rubbed all over me and purred so loud she vibrated hard. She even licked my hand several times. I was absolutely in love. Freya is the best cat ever. She is like my child. My ES also fell in love with Freya almost immediately. She constantly said how much she wished Freya was hers. She told me how good she would treat her and how she would make her a service animal. I just brushed these comments off until one day ES said that she deserved to take Freya because she was getting a divorce and needed company. Neither of us have kids, I told, was completely caught off guard. I told her I would never ever give up my cat. She is basically my child. I thought that would be the end of it. I was so wrong. About 5 weeks after this conversation, I came home from work about 5 p.m. I mostly work from home, but go into my office a couple times a month. I immediately noticed that Freya didn't meet me at the door. She always meets me at the door. I started to call her, but she didn't come. I tried shaking her can of treats, but that didn't work either. By this point, I am frantically searching every inch of my house. Absolutely no sign of Freya. She wasn't in my house. My heart sank to my stomach when I realized that I must have accidentally let her out when I left for work that morning. Freya is strictly an indoor cat. I felt so guilty and worried about Freya. I put up missing pet ads in all the local pet groups. I put up flyers everywhere. I knocked on the door of everyone on my block and asked about Freya and if they could keep an eye out for her. I spread some of her litter in the front yard. I put out a humane trap with tuna. I was a mess without my beautiful, sweet cat. I cried so much my face was puffy and I could barely eat or sleep. One day about a week after Freya went missing, I was talking to a mutual friend of my ES. At one point she casually says, "Oh, have you seen ES's new cat? She's so pretty and she has this beautiful white fur." My heart skipped a few beats and then I asked her if she happened to know if the cat had a collar. She said yes, it had a red collar. That's when I just knew it was my Freya. I could feel it in my gut. I hung up and immediately called my ES. I began yelling the second she answered. "You effing B-word, you stole my cat. How could you? How dare you? You had no right to take my cat. How could you do this to me?" Her voice was dripping with attitude when she said, "I told you I deserve to have Freya more than you. She is meant to be my cat. Don't worry, I'll take good care of her." My face went red and anger coursed through me. I told her, "No, you will give me my cat right now, or I will absolutely call the police and press charges for theft and for breaking and entering." I figured she used her key to access my home while I was at work. I picked up Freya and the key to my house about 30 minutes later. I went very low contact with my ES after that. She no longer comes over for visits. We don't talk or text. We only see each other on major holidays. Freya is still a part of my life, and I am so grateful for her. I still can't believe my sister felt entitled towards my cat and that she had the nerve to steal her. Some people just blow my mind. The incubator unit dropped off more stuff today. She truly doesn't know me at all. Tweeter at the bottom as usual. Let's get into it. Well, been a while since I had to vent about her, but my brother ruined that by telling her where I lived now. I already ripped him a new one via text, by the way, before anyone asks. I thought my fiance had forgotten his key when he took our daughter and the dog to the park by our place. Nope, I opened the door to the unit, what I call my mother, cause she isn't one, she tries to make her way in cause she was holding 3 bags. I was like, no, just sit them down on the porch. She then asks where my daughter and the giant are. I said out. She was like, well, I brought you stuff, plus Easter stuff for the baby. I just stared at her blankly for a second and asked how she got my address. She told me, oh, your second brother gave it to me. Then she was, can we go in now, it's hot out. Oh, and did you see my new car I got? I was like, no, and good for you. She then proceeded to get huffy and was like, why not? I was like, cause I'm tired and don't want to deal with people today. She got mad, fine, guess I'll leave then, bye, love you. I was just like, bye. I signed, then brought the bags inside to go through them to see if she returned more of my stuff she stole from me. Well, in the kiddos' Easter stuff was candy she couldn't have cause she's allergic, plastic eggs in the bag still, a Bible, Easter book, a bunny, so basically threw everything away but the bunny. Cause even though I want to throw it all away, I know she would like the brown bunny and it's not like the unit will get to see her play with it. Next I started going through the stuff for me supposedly. One, it's in a bright pink caddy basket. I hate pink. Anyone who knows me knows I hate it. Next she got me coconut shampoo and conditioner. Again, I dislike the smell and taste of coconut extremely. Then she got me cheapo fake gold ring and necklace. Another thing I don't wear cause I don't like gold. Then comes what I'm actually seeing if it she included, which sure enough was one of my stolen necklaces, though looking at it closer I discover something. See, it was originally a silver necklace with a dragon wrapped around a jade pillar that I paid a decent amount for. Here's the thing though. Once she broke the chain extension off of it and replaced it with the cheap black chain with a lobster clasp that clashes. Then the truly infuriating part. She had the jade pillar ripped out and replaced with a piece of plastic. Yeah, you read that right. Literally a piece of green plastic. It didn't even fit right. Like there was a gap between it and the dragon that was wrapped around the original jade. Plus, whoever did it had to glue it in place at the top, and they did a shitty job where it was obvious. So yeah, just threw it all away though, figure I'll donate the basket and shampoo/conditioner to someone else who needs it. But yeah, currently drinking wine while venting on here to you guys cause it's just infuriating. Like finally once again returned something she stole from me, but with stuff missing from it. I'm like, just don't even bother returning it then C-ent. But yeah, guess I'm gonna have to try getting another C&D against her, so she'll stay the FCAC away. Later, the unit brought over stuff I don't like and stuff my daughter literally can't have. Plus a necklace she stole though she had the stone replaced with a piece of plastic. Tifu by being on time for a work meeting. So I work from home and my work often schedules meetings weeks sometimes months in advance, and they can be easy to forget about because of that. However, I have reminders and notifications set up so it's usually not a problem. I also have auto join set up so it puts me in the meeting automatically when it's time. Typically Google Meet also mutes me automatically due to the number of people in the meeting. A few days ago, however, I had a friend over who was studying while I was working. She started massaging my shoulders, which led to other things, and my headset fell off during the activities. During this time, I missed the 5-minute warning notification for the meeting and got auto-joined. Normally, this would be no problem, because like I said, it mutes you if there's more than a certain number of people in the meeting. But today's meeting was to get us acquainted with a small group we'd be doing a project with. So there was only 2 people besides me, and so I didn't get auto-muted. They heard everything, and I mean everything. And my friend is kind of a loud lovemaker. Very vocal. Fucking shit, dude. I saw only 8 minutes after the meeting started. Rushed back on to explain, and they laughed it off when I told them it was a TV show in the background once I realized what happened. But I'm pretty sure they know what happened. TLDR, people at my work on Google Meet heard me having sex loudly. Very loudly. Tifu by drafting a joke reply to my boss email and accidentally hitting send. We had layoffs last year at my company, and my department has been struggling ever since. The executive who oversees our department is barely ever in the office and rarely interacts with us. I think it's clear that we've been pretty unhappy though, and she finally emailed me asking how I thought the morale was in the office. Without thinking, I drafted up a rude joke reply with the intention of screenshotting it and sharing it with a couple of close coworkers just to have a laugh. My reply simply read, "Really f***ing bad. Hope this helps." And I signed my name, and then I accidentally hit send. She hasn't replied yet, but I quickly replied again to apologize and explain that sometimes I draft joke replies just as a method to vent my frustrations, and that it'll never happen again. Now, I keep refreshing my indoctrination waiting for her reply. I hope I'm not into deep here, but at the very least it made my coworkers die laughing when I told them what happened. TL I drafted a rude email response to my boss and accidentally hit send. Update. Just an update for anyone wondering, since she hadn't replied last night, I assume she may not reply all weekend. But I woke up to an email from her this morning. Here's a snippet. Don't worry about the joke. I understand that gallows humor can sometimes be cathartic. It does worry me that the morale really may be that low in the department though. So I'm hoping we can meet early next week to discuss ways I can alleviate stress for your team and address any other concerns you may have. Let me know if there are other team members you'd like to attend this meeting. So actually not bad at all, although I'm still fairly embarrassed. I'm also not convinced of the sincerity of her response based on past actions, but I'm cautiously optimistic. P.S. Thanks for all the advice on email recalls and delayed sends. I'll be looking into both of those.